This is a 1956 Piper PA-22 that was restored by Billy Henderson in 1984. And he and his son and his wife worked on it. And then from 1984 till about 2010, he and his wife flew it to Oshkosh every year. This has not been touched since he restored it in 1984. So he did a good job. It's held up. He always took care of the plane, kept it in a hangar and maintained it. He flew it a lot. I mean, Billy was famous for going up and chasing sunsets with it. I had bought the airplane from him. A few years ago, he was standing in the back of the volunteer meeting, and I said to him, hey, Billy, why don't you sell me that beautiful airplane and I'll let some kids fly it to Oshkosh. And he reached in his pocket and handed me the key. He hadn't flown the airplane in years. Walking around with the key in his pocket. And he said, well, you know where I keep her. Go have a look and make me an offer. And I did, and the rest is somewhat history. And it's been flown here by some teenagers. They've flown themselves in it. Billy had been the president of EAA Chapter 454 down in Lakeland, and that is the chapter that founded the Sun and Fun Fly-In, which was originally an extension of this just during the cold time of the year up here. The book about the history of Sun and Fun is called Unfreeze Your Bird. It was an idea, and we know in Florida we get a lot of visitors from up north who escape the cold to do that. It's a fly-in, it's people who love airplanes, and you know, both Billy and Paul Poberesny, the founder of EAA, said it's not about the airplanes, it's about the people. You know, even today when we look at the age disparity, we've got a pilot shortage and we've got all these really young kids coming in and they dress different and they look at their phones a lot, and then we've got guys that are way older than I am, and there's this huge divide, 2 generations at least divide, yet there's one common thing, and it's that they love the airplanes. So that's what gets them talking the same language. So I'm the president of the Lakeland Aero Club, and it's a high school flying club that's after school activity. It's not part of the school board system. It's not really part of Sun and Fun, although we get some funding from Sun and Fun. We're our own standalone 501c3 not-for-profit. And it grew out of the scholarship program that Sun and Fun operates, where they're producing all these teenage private pilots. They're coming up on the 100th one here. And so you're 17 and you have a pilot's license and you're a junior in high school. Now what do? I mean, how do you fly? How do you keep going? How do you make that next step? You know, I can remember being a really little kid and going to air shows and seeing the Thunderbirds. So that's why they do it, is to get kids excited about it. You know, in commemoration of, you know, this being Billy's plane, he passed away this year. I asked the family if there was anything they wanted to have, you know, come up. So they provide us a really great picture of Billy. This was the plaque that was given to Billy in Adair when he retired from Sun and Fun in '99. Of course, this is the Ledger article where they talk about a visionary and, you know, what that little flying has grown into. And then we were able to put together some photographs. When Billy retired, they did a memory book, and a lot of the who's who of the zoo had made comments, and we have that on display here with the airplane. But this is Billy Henderson and Paul Poberesny, and on the cover of General Aviation News, they're talking about, you know, fly-in giants. These are the guys that really changed how we do fly-ins. They went from small grassroots events to these great big events. And we've got, you know, pictures of people who have been involved. You'll recognize some of the names on roads around Sun and Fun and around here. And then pictures of Billy and Paul. They were lifelong friends, and their wives were lifelong friends, and they used to hang out together and stay at each other's house. And as both of them would tell you, it was all about the people. Billy's son, Arthur, asked me for a favor, and he asked me to fly Billy up here. And so Billy's last flight was in this airplane in 2019 to come to AirVenture for the 50th anniversary. It's easy to get kids excited about airplanes. The hard work comes in, how do we take that excitement, that passion, and mold it into something that's useful for them and for the world. And so this grassroots thing that we have here in these events allows us to be able to take that kid and do that next step, bring them forward. We had that community that I enjoyed when I was a kid growing up. And we all have that somebody, you know, if you talk to all these guys, everybody's got that story. You know, how they got, somebody helped them. Well, now we're doing it in a very large way.